About to do my homework. Woo! Alright, so we on. It's lit. Alright. So let me just go ahead and pull up some websites I gotta get this stuff done on.
Yeah, man.
Yo. What's goody?
Ooh. Ooh.
Got my man's Ghost in the building.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yo.
I'm gonna crack a cold one.
There you go.
Yeah. I've been spending the whole day trying to make a song. Gonna up the spirits.
Yeah, I'm seeing tomato soup.
Oh yeah, bro, that shit fire. My grandma gave me some the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you mean like tomato cream or like actual like soup with like tomatoes in it?
Like I think the cream, you know.
Oh yeah, like it's all red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mhm. I got my vape again.
There you go. Yeah, man. You been making any beats though?
Huh?
Have you been making any beats?
Of course. I made like 6, which I didn't finish, but I mean I'm gonna finish this one because I like this one. This one is like some ambient shit. Some like dark side, like dark Peter Pan type.
Mm.
Peter, red eyes, Black Peter.
What does that mean?
It's like the dark version of Peter Pan, you know, it's like a red eyes black dragon, but Peter Pan. What about you, man? You been making any new beats?
Yeah, I've been making a few. Right now, I'm just
You
struggling with email passwords.
Yeah. You finished them, or you just laid out the idea?
I think I finished one of them. Bro, oh my god. It's crazy, because it's like, I know it's not this hard. I know it's not. Like, okay, there it is. I logged in. Okay, sweet.
Yeah, man, you're probably right. I'm gonna make something to eat as well. Fuck it. You can't work on an empty stomach type shit.
Exactly. Sheesh.
Yeah, man. How have you been?
I've been well. Just been playing the video games, and sheesh, that's really about it. You know what I mean?
What you been playing?
Elder Scrolls Online.
I never played that,
I love it.
actually. Is it like a RPG, like MMO, or?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is it first person?
You can go first person, but most people wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think I'm gonna look it up. Not that I can run it or anything, but I'll take a look at it.
It's definitely fun to fuck with, man.
Oh shit. Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Alright.
Looks like Final Fantasy 14 or something. Is it 14? I think it is.
Huh.
Yeah, I really wanted to play that, but I can't run shit. I really need a PC, man.
Same.
Yeah. I really want to play the Final Fantasy MMOs. That looks gas too. It's like another version of that or something.
I wonder if people upload waves or MP3s to Spotify and stuff.
Like, what do you mean?
Because like I'm looking at DistroKid right now, and it's like I haven't really been able to use DistroKid too well, but it's like if I were to upload a song to Spotify or something, would I upload it as an MP3 or as a WAV file? Because it's like when people are downloading it, do they get an MP3?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a WAV file, but I'm not too familiar with DistroKid. Like, I thought you were on this, not Discord.
I'm on
what is it
Repost.
called? Repost. Yeah. Are you on that?
Yeah, I'm on both of them.
Oh, well, I mean, you can use both, but you can very easily get on Spotify with just Repost. I can show you how if you want.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
There's a reason why I do what I do.
I don't know shit about all that shit. It's some dude who told me to do it, but I don't know shit about that. Like, I don't even know what Repost is for anyway. They don't even repost shit. You know?
Figure out how to do it. I think the biggest issue that I have with it all is it's like I couldn't get my Spotify verified with Repost, but I can with DistroKid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's like where I'm like in this like funny in between. And it's kind of hard for me to.
But what does being verified change? Like,
I don't know. I don't really know. I guess it really doesn't matter when you think about it.
yeah, it's like a little check mark on Instagram or something.
Yeah, who gives a shit? At the end of the day, you're totally
I
right.
mean, I'm just a cheap person or something, you know. I can't pay for DistroKid, but if I could, I would. But I'm poor, so like, you know, that's just money that would go out for,
Hmm.
um,
It puts it
you
on
know.
TikTok and everything anyway. I think I might as well just keep on using repost. I don't know.
I mean, I, like I said, I don't know the difference. You know, I'm really not too. I'm really not too good with all the how do you call that, exposure shit or whatever. I just do the music for fun. But when it comes to like distribution and yeah, distribution, when it comes to that and promotion, I mean, you know, I'm kind of shit. Like,
Hmm. That's what sucks, man. It's like there's this wall, and it's like I could watch 100 videos on like, this is how you do it, dummy. But like, will that ever help me? You know what I mean? Will that ever really get me to where I need to be?
this is how you do it. Yeah. Uh, well, you can. I mean, uh, maybe even the videos tell you something. It's not even valid anymore or some shit. Just like, I don't know, man. I think for some reason back then, back then, everyone was on like the cruise ship, the big like cruise ship to the SoundCloud island, and then all of a sudden like Universal came through with their private jet, and they were like, "Hey, we got money and we got bitches. Who wants to hop aboard and pay for reposts and this and that?" And like most of the cruise ship just went on that fucking jet plane, bro, and the cruise ship is still sailing to this day. It's like there's only so few members on it type
Yeah.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody ditched the SoundCloud ship. They're on their fucking private jet with all the money and Universal fucking whatever, man. I'm in it for the long run. I'm in the slow ship. I'm in the,
The thing is this:
I
we
hang
have two
with the
choices. Since
yeah.
we're not on the jet plane to Money Island, we can get there
Take a
by one, hijacking the cruise ship of SoundCloud, which is kind of highly unlikely, only because it's like it seems to be running out of gas, and even if we hijacked it, how far would it get us? And there's mutiny on the ship.
yeah.
So I mean, the other solution is for us to take our chances and take a lifeboat.
Build a fucking raft type
Yeah,
shit.
and like see if we
Build-
can get somewhere. See if we can maybe, hopefully, land on Money Island or something. I don't know. It's funny.
uh,
But thank you for inspiring me. Now I think I understand at least one thing, which is I'm just going to distribute through repos for now. I feel like DistroKid is nice, but I can do everything that I need to do through repost anyway for now,
I mean,
including YouTube content ID stuff.
yeah, and like every time I have something to talk about or something, they have decent support. Like they actually like talk to you, unlike Spotify, where it's kind of hard to like reply to people. And I mean, even though I don't know jack about fucking distribution and everything, I mean, at least I know that it doesn't cost me some money per month or some shit. So that's always nice, you know.
Yeah, I think it's definitely important for me to do things this way. I just don't see the point of doing it through DistroKid right now. To be honest, I think I might just delete my account.
I mean, you can keep it, but like, you know, if you want to save some money and then invest it in like a video or God knows what else.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, yeah. Then you'll be able to do just that.
I think there's some important like things in here. Like DistroKid has some features that I feel like Repost doesn't have. I think that's what I need to explore right now. Like.
Yeah, I mean.
I can
from
send
my
lyrics.
understanding, DistroKid allows you to have to like put a label or whatever the fuck, but I'm not sure if Repost does that.
No, it doesn't.
There you go. But I mean, it's like details, cause like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not, I don't fucking know how to say it, man. Like, I'm just inexperienced with all this shit. Like, don't take don't take what I say for cash type shit. Like, you know. But maybe it's just details. Who knows?
Yeah, I think I might just delete it, just for now, because it's like, what does it do for me at this point? Especially if I don't upload through it, I can't use so much of the services anyway, and I don't want to double upload through it, so I might just delete it for now. I can always come back.
Yeah. There was Chima, actually, if you remember Chima. I think he recommended me another one, but I forget what the fuck the name was. But if I saw it, I could say. But that's the one he uses. Like, he told me DistroKid was nice, but the other one was better because it cost less or something like that. And it did the exact same thing. Was it? What the fuck was it? It was like a red website, red and white. CD Baby, it's like some other shit.
I know Melty Cannon told me about one that he uses a while back that he said like was really good, and it was because like they're based in the UK, so like the exchange rate I think pays you more or something.
Oh yeah.
And like it costs less. I can't remember what it was though. So like I think I'm just gonna keep on using what works for me. I get paid every month. It's not a whole bunch of money, but I think I can keep building where I'm at right now based on this. I don't think I need to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I mean, not that you want to know how much I get paid? I get paid 4 cents. But
that's wild. We got to get that money up, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, bro, that's because I got like 8 songs to my fucking name on my page, type shit, you know?
Understood. I understand that.
I mean, I think that's because of what it is, but like, I'll tell you what, these 4 cents over time, like, I haven't even, like, I didn't even withdraw shit from my shit, and so far I got like $20 just with like 4 cents over the years. So that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. You know?
You're funny.
But to me, like I said, I'm not in it for the cash, you know, I do it just for fun. So that, like, just for me to see that, it's just like, wow, like, I got $20 worth of like people listening over the years, like like little 4-cent donation type shit, like not even five, bro, not even 5 cents, just four type shit, like you know, it's all in good fun. I like it. But yeah, man, definitely more music. Once I finish this one, the Nirvana song, like I'm gonna be gassed. I'm gonna get back into the mold. I've been trying to find that one like recipe to close it off with, but now I found it today, so I'm happy about that.
You're
Yo,
Yes, sir.
you
what's
already
goody,
know
man?
who it is.
It's Big Pal.
It's your boy.
Say what's good to the peoples, man.
What's good, peoples?
Yeah, let's go.
Worldwide. Shout outs worldwide, international.
I think you could change the label name on repost too.
Oh, really?
By the way, is Repost free? Cause I signed up, right? And it's like it's trying to charge me.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it is, but you gotta like apply for that shit.
Like I have to find a better system right here and right now, man.
For
Right
what
here,
exactly?
right now, today. I have to find a better system because it's like I'm making this music, I'm sending it out to folks, and I want to give it to people, but I've never known how to correctly package anything, and I think it's like I've been so like obsessed with the packaging method that I watched growing up as a kid that now that things have changed into the future, and like the way that I did things when I was making a lot of music that was popular at the time amongst like a niche was is like Ghost was saying, I just uploaded to SoundCloud. It didn't fucking matter. That's where everybody was, so it didn't matter about uploading to anywhere else. And it's like now that that's over, I'm sort of like lost in between knowing what I know, which was not much, and trying to rely on what I thought I knew, which is also kind of not much. It's like the idealings and the musings of the music industry before SoundCloud are more cloudy, for lack of a better term, than they are now. So I think what I want to do is relatively simple. I want to get on my computer, make some artwork, and upload the track to everywhere. And it's done. And I want that to be it. But it's like I find myself like in these loops. Like I wanted to send these beats that I'm even submitting for monetization right now. Like it's hurting me. Falco. Oh my god. it's hurting me even like submitting them for monetization, and then the button says would you like to distribute, and I'm like yes I want to distribute, but I can't because I didn't finish all the other things for it first. And it's like I'm trying to release this record, like you know what I mean,
Well,
officially,
if
but
you
it's
if you
the steps, you know what I'm saying, the steps. I need to get these steps in order, bro.
I mean,
It's difficult.
you can distribute it everywhere. Like when you drop a track, like on repost, there's like the process that you know already. Like it's asking you what platforms you want to distribute it to, and if you select all of them,
mm.
then it's gonna be on all of them.
I think this is what I need to do, man. I think what I need to do is first things first, before I do any of this, I need to slow down. Go one song at a time. One song at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that means I need to go back a little bit. I need to go to the first tape that I dropped right now in these last like 2 months and just go track by track, track art by track art, beat sale by beat sale. Because that's the other thing. It's like I also want to sell these beats as well as put them up for monetization and playing for people as well. You know what I mean? So it's like
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for you to do,
I
and you
don't
know that.
I don't mind the fact that it's a lot of work. It's just like it feels like I have a string attached to each one of my fingers, and like I need to pull them all with like the same amount of strength to like get something. You know what I mean? To like move the puppet. You know what I mean? So it's just
Absolutely, man.
it's you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I and it's like even now, it's like it's funny that I made this fresh start. I made these fresh beats. I made like you know what I'm saying, fresh site and everything like that. Only to
Yeah.
be like once again being like, oh shit, I did it wrong again. I gotta reinvent it again. Like I'm still not doing it right. Like it's funny. It's just like it's almost frustrating, but it's not. It's really not. It's just homework. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's homework. And shit, you know what I mean? If you want it, you want it. You know what I mean? And I really want it, so I'm gonna do it right now.
Yeah, you can't. You know what I mean? Like, as Kenny says, man, don't overthink shit. Just do it.
Yeah, just fucking do it, man.
Just do it,
fucking
man.
do it.
Because like, this is the price of independence.
Yep.
Like, your music, your craft. That's essentially what you're using to build your legacy. So you have to set everything up now so you don't screw over 30-year-old Falco. Everything you do now at your age now is setting yourself up from the future. Whether you do something good or you do something bad, it'll affect what happens to you 5, 10 years from now. So think about that way. Think about it in a way where 30-year-old Falco will thank current Falco now for doing all the due diligence and the hard work
Say word.
with everything.
There it is. Okay.
I mean, we all know it's a grind.
It
Not
is
just
what
like
it is, man.
yeah, it's funny because like you're getting to a point now where making the music isn't even the hardest part. It's the administration part of it.
Exactly, bro.
The music is like you could fucking just sit there and then fucking bust out a beat, as quick as you can. But then like, all right, now what? What's next? So
That's the thing, man, is I can't tell you how many people are like successful and their music is not that great, but their administration skills are off of the fucking chain. And it's like they sit and make like a doo-doo beat, but then they know how to administrate that product to like the highest like ceiling. And that's why they're successful because you know what I'm saying, life moves with organization. Yeah,
yep,
sometimes once in a while you're gonna make something so hot that people organize around it, but otherwise you're gonna have to
yeah,
organize your product around people. And it's like I think that it's like that's kind of the one. Some people took it and they ran with it, and I applaud them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Clap it up for all of my friends who are doing well right now and have good organization skills or a good team organizing their shit for them or both.
yeah,
But I feel like what was happening for us in 2014, a lot of what happened was it's like we all were uploading stuff and all of it was hot and we all checked each other out. So we all were like, oh, we upload the songs, people organize themselves around it. It's lit. Like nobody gave a fuck because we all actually gave a fuck. And now that nobody gives a fuck, it's hard to give a fuck because you don't know how to. Nobody knows how to, bro. And like I gotta change that. I gotta do something about that. Not even just for me. and for everybody else who could see this. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no tutorial on how to get your shit together once you trip and fall. Everybody just says, haha, shouldn't have been a bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas, like, you know what I'm saying, bro? It's just funny. Like, it just is what it is. Like, nobody makes a tutorial on how to, like, how, or not even a tutorial on how to pick yourself back up, but how to actually do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, there are tutorials on how to actually do it. But I swear, it's like I was saying to Ghost, I could watch 100 of these videos back to back. It's not gonna make sense to me until I touch it myself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? None of it.
Everybody's road is different. Paths are similar, but everybody's road is different.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got different bumps on their road, and we all have to get through it somehow, some way, just to get to where we want to get to, right? Because like, I don't think it's. I think once you figure it out, you will find like solace in that, because you actually have a big network of artists that you have been producing for since 2K16, 2K14, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, once you, man, it's just a lot of fucking hard work, and I don't know what's gonna happen in your movie, because this is your story. I don't know how you're gonna figure it out, but you're gonna figure it out as long as you try.
I'm doing
you
it
know
right
what I mean?
now. People can see it.
Like,
I'm doing it right before
just think about artists of the past, like Prince, like what kind of shit Prince had to fight for his crap. Like, he didn't have the resources you had. He may have had like big record budgets or like a lot more resources as far as making the music, but as far as distributing the music, he didn't have a lot of that shit. So all he knew what to do was to stack up his own tracks and protect his music as much as he can. He even had like aliases.
Yep.
Like, he's Prince, but he can't, like, he still wants to make other music that's not associated with Prince. So he had like all kinds of different like pen names, and he still made music, and he gave those tracks away to people because but at the end of the day, he held his own music in his own regard. And you have the capability right now of the internet. You got Twitch to broadcast yourself. You got Instagram to promote yourself. You got SoundCloud you got fucking Spotify. You got, shout out Jay. You can get Tidal if you want to. You can literally, like, it's just a lot of fucking work.
But the only problem is, even despite how much work you put in, as Falco said, it's like the real trick here is that back then there was a certain incitement. I don't know how to say. Like, people were like, "Hey, what is this?" And they were like curious, and they were listening, and they were like, "Holy shit, that's cool." But now it's so saturated that people just don't like. Even if you made the best beat ever, like, the key is to get people interested. And how to do that? I mean, unless you're a fucking like magician, I mean, like pulling out the trick out of your sleeve or something. I mean, I have no clue of how to get people interested. Like, and even like Paco said again, even if you watch like 100 tutorials on how to get engagement from people, it's like falling into the category of like psychology type shit. How to get into people's heads. Like, you gotta, like, back then you didn't have to do all this shit because it was like natural. Like,
people were interested.
Yeah, people were just interested. And now it's like, and I don't want to point fingers or anything, but I'm sure you guys remember when that meme came out about like, "Oh, you're a SoundCloud rapper." Like, that right there, that kind of killed the whole fucking thing, because then some people who weren't like part of that whole thing, they were like, "Oh yeah, SoundCloud rapper, haha." And now it's kind of like we got kind of like labeled into that category without, I don't know, man, just some fuck
That's
shit.
the biggest thing. Yo, Ghost, you just said it. people think that they have us figured out now, and
Exactly.
that's what's so sad. Like, okay, you know what it is? You know what I'm about to bring up right now? Hold up, hold up.
Drop the
I'll be
bomb.
back. I'm about to talk about some shit. Hold on, give me 1 second.
You have to get a sip of water.
Mm, Um, also, Pao, I didn't forget what you said the other day about making a video and everything. Um, for the whole day today, I've been trying to make a song, and I finally figured out the one I want to finish first. So as soon as I'm done with that, I can get back with my normal shit, and we can do some shit.
Well, that's what I mean. You can fucking work with anybody you want. You can work with anybody you want. Like, listen here, right? Like, we're talking about all this shit right here, but I'm not gonna let that stop the creativity
Oh yeah.
that I want. Like,
Mhm.
whether or not the systems are here or things are in place for me to get my shit out, I'm just gonna keep doing what I know that I do best, which is just fucking doing that shit, just like making a video or like taking like doing like a photo shoot or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah. Yeah, no,
it's
definitely. It's not cause like it's not cause there's like for instance, it's not cause you fall while you skateboard or some shit. It's not cause you fall that you should like stop doing it completely unless it's very like you fall in a coma. Then maybe I'd understand. But if you
it's
just
all about I think it's all about using your resources the best way you can. Like,
yeah,
you can be the most talented producer, talented writer, but if nobody hears your shit, you won't be good. You won't be heard. So you have to place yourself. You have to place yourself by either working with people. That's like the best
oh,
way to do it, right? That's the
I
best way to
mean,
do it because like the internet is so, like you said, saturated. But it's the same concept that I have with social media. It's not how many people follow you, it's who follows you. It's who follows you. Doesn't matter. You can have fucking 300K, but if all of them are like bots, that shit doesn't matter. You just look important based on the numbers. But like the people that are, but if nobody knows you in your scene or in your industry, then you're a nobody. If nobody knows that there's this kid named Ghost, or there's this guy named How that makes these videos, and Ghost makes like all of these like fire ass beats, then they're not gonna know to hit you up. It's like, I think it's like a closed mouth don't get fed. Sometimes you have to kind of put yourself out there and say, yo, I fuck with you, let's just do something together, and then just leave it at that. If they fuck with you as well, they'll just do it. Like,
I mean,
then that's how you kind of like spread yourself. Because like the system that we have right now it's just like it's a free for all. Just upload that shit, and then good luck. It's kind of like it's raining, and then you're trying to get water out of the rain, so you put like a bucket outside, but then like all the water is not going in there, so you can only get what you can get based on the bucket that you have. But what if you put multiple buckets on the ground? The more buckets you put out, the more water you'll catch.
yeah, but like you're not wrong by any means. But I meant it more like it's not because even if nobody listened to my shit, which they already don't really, um, I'm not gonna stop by any means just because, as you say, that's a waste of like potential or something. Like there's only one thing I'm good at in life other than languages, and
Yeah.
languages is not that fun, to me.
Yeah, but I
So,
think you should. I think your shit is fire,
oh,
and
thank you.
there's a lot of
So
there's a
yo,
lot of nuance. There's a lot of nuances on the shit that you produce that reminds me of the old SoundCloud that a lot of people can still relate to today. That they can fucking probably spit to.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
whenever we hear your whenever we hear your beats, it's like, yo, this shit like brings you back to a time. that never existed because it's like, what the fuck is this? Unfinished, and then it just keeps going and going. It's a whole different energy, you know. I think you
Yeah,
need to
that's
take.
weird.
I think you need to take advantage of that and spread the word or spread the sound.
I think I need to play a ghost beat real quick for everybody
Please
on the
play a ghost
stream.
beat. So let the people know. Let the world know, man.
I mean, thank you guys. I mean, I'm not too proud.
That shit go hard, bro. Yo, let me finish that thought though, please.
Oh yeah, word.
Let me,
I didn't know you.
let
I
me
didn't
tell
know you
y'all.
got back.
Let me finish this thought for y'all. So check us out.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's it called? Let me think. Shout out my nigga Elijah, man. I'm trying to think back to like where I stopped talking.
About the SoundCloud rapper making fun of
Okay,
us.
yeah. Thank you so much, Ghost. Yeah, all right. Make sure you always keep your focus, man. Try to keep a peaceful place for y'all, so that way y'all don't lose y'all trains of thoughts, man. Always do your very best to be in a situation where you are the controller of your surroundings, and if you can't do that, then have a strong mind and good friends like I do. You feel me? So, here's what it is. A lot of people boxed all of us in, or tried to. You know what I'm saying? Back in 2015 and shit, people started calling what we were doing. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's even go back. You know what I'm saying? Before that, people were like, "Oh, it's trap music." And like everything from like electronic music with like loud 808s to like actual trap music, all of that was just encompassed as trap music. Anything with new drums, anything that wasn't boom bap but was hip hop is now automatically trap music. And that's already like the first thing that everybody is boxing us in as. Number two, right after that, people started calling everything like cloud rap. That was the first attempt. Cloud rap. And it's the funniest thing that I find about cloud rap is that it was like this attempt to like box new SoundCloud producers' music that not a lot of rappers were really rapping on at the time, and somehow put that next to like backpack rap on YouTube, which had been very memed and like boxed in at the time. It was like at this time was like also the very like end of people like, okay, we've had enough backpack rappers, and it was also like the new era of our music. So they were like, well, we love being tired of things. And I'm speaking as like the wave of hype people who probably don't do very much in their own life. Nope, you know what I'm saying? No offense to them. Ayo, I don't know who just hit me with some shit, but I appreciate you. It'll probably pop up soon. I didn't see it. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Whoever hit me with some business, I mess with you. I love you. But yeah, so it's like, the way I think about it is like, it's like there's like a whole bunch of people on the internet, and I'm not hating on them, because I do some of these same things myself as an individual in my own life. You know what I'm saying? But let me just get the whole point across. There's a bunch of people out there who listen to music or art really in general. They see art and they're like, oh, I like it. I don't know what it is. And their first thought is, I need to know what it is so I can move on to the next thing. I need to stop being intrigued by it so I can go and leave it alone. And so it's like, it's just so, and it's like, I wouldn't have put so much attention onto this, but people, like, the way that they move is just so obvious. And I can't tell if it's like the thirst to like end something and then move on to the new thing, or if it's about wanting to identify something so they can identify themselves with it and see if that works for them as a lifestyle. And if it doesn't work, then they can move on to the next thing they can identify themselves with, which is like, I don't know, sort of troublesome for somebody like myself, because although I love finding new things and identifying myself with them, I feel like I'm kind of largely like a pretty solid person. Since I was born and able to like get information, I like anime, I like manga, I like sort of like passionate, aggressive sort of music, whether that be passionate, you know what I'm saying, in like the chill way or passionate in the aggressive way. I like cartoons and shit, and I like dressing cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of been liking like the same shit pretty solidly for a long time. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh yeah, now I wear Supreme. Oh yeah, now I wear Rip and Dip. Oh yeah, now I wear this. I feel like there's a whole bunch of people that like they live their life that way. I'm not shitting on them. That's cool, because that's part of their identity. Is they always know what's the next cool thing, and that's not no issue. But it's like when I see that people do that with like music, it's like their attempts to box in niggas is so disgusting. Like SoundCloud beats, like Drip 133 has nothing to do with like Hobson. But these niggas tried. They tried to call us cloud rap. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, they tried. Like, they fucking tried that. Like, why? What the fuck? Just, what type of sense? Hold up, it's not. Hold up, pal. Hold up. My shit pooped itself and now I can't hear you. Hold up. No, I'm saying my shit just pooped itself, so now I can't hear you. I'm trying to make it so it can hear you. Yo, say something. Nah. This shit. It's just like my whack ass. You know how that shit goes. It's like sometimes when I get the notifications, it'll just take off everything for some reason. I don't know why I do that, but. Yo. It's ridiculous, bro. I don't understand it.
Bullshit.
Yo, say something. It's so wild. It's just wild. Nah, that's my microphone, bro. The computer itself is. That's what I'm saying, man. That shit just be pissing me off, bro. Literally for no reason, it'll just be like, nah, you good, son. You don't need to work.
issue again. So I think we should take the
There it
time
is.
to.
It's so weird though. It literally will do the shit for no reason, bro. It'll just do the shit for
I
no
think
reason, and I'll click all
is
the
there a way?
same buttons, and it'll just be like,
Is there a
nah,
way you
nah,
can
nah.
turn off? Is there a way you can turn off the alert sound? I think that's what does it every time. I don't know why it does that, but the alert sound itself.
I'm gonna put the alert sound on the very bottom. That's about probably as good as I could do right now, but shit. Because I want
Alright.
alerts. I want alerts. We'll
Yeah,
figure it out though. We'll have a Twitch test day. But yo,
we'll do.
let me finish. Let me finish my point. So, my point is that it's like, I want people to okay. The nigga that said it, it's 6ix9ine, bro. 6ix9ine said it the fucking best. 6ix9ine is right, bro. Niggas want to hate, niggas want to love, but it doesn't matter, bro. 6ix9ine said it the best. He just did this IG video and he said it. He said, you understand why I ratted. You just don't want to understand. And it's like, that statement is deep, bro. I'm not saying, oh, yo, I'm the biggest 6ix9ine fan in the world. I support ratting, da-da-da-da-da. All I'm saying is, one, I understand why he ratted. And number two, I understand that sometimes I don't want to understand. And that's what's held me back. And that's what pushed other people forward. At times that me and a bunch of other people were held back, is that they wanted to understand. You know what I'm saying? For me, I was just uploading to SoundCloud, and I didn't want to understand what it was to have a successful music career as a whole versus just having fun uploading to SoundCloud. I didn't want to understand. And when shit flopped, bro, when shit got bad, bro, I didn't want to understand why or how to get better or what to change about it. I didn't want to understand, bro. I didn't want to, even though I totally understood why. It just makes sense. Before SoundCloud, music artists were on all platforms.
Yep.
They were doing the very best they could to get noticed on all platforms. They were organizing themselves on all platforms. It is only our small group of people that started something so beautiful that like 80% of us didn't understand the concept of retention. We only understood what it was to create. We didn't understand the concept of taking something from that. And there's something beautiful in that. You know what I mean? I think honestly that's kind of what a lot of real life is about.
Word.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like, if you saw, like, you could easily say you would do something or would not do something based on if it's right in front of you in real life. Like, if you saw a kid dying of starvation, looking like he was beaten, you could see his ribs across the street from you in real life, you would be a monster to not step across the street and do something about it. But that's happening right now.
Yeah, every day.
Every single day, two
Every
people.
hour.
Every minute, every second, bro. And it's like, I think it's just kind of like, you know, in life, much of life is this illusion, especially in today's society, is this illusion that every single end must have a means. You know what I mean? Every single thing you do must have a result. You know what I'm saying? Like Greedo say, the outcome must be income.
What goes up must come down.
You feel me? And that's a good way to think. But I think you need to strategically think about that. And I think it's like one needs to think about that strategically with what they want to spend their time doing most of the time. Because most other times in life when you're not working on what your business is, and you're lucky if your business is your passion, you're a lucky duck. Don't take that for granted.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? If you get to do what you love for money, that means you get to do what you love all the time. So it's like most of the time when you're not working for money, you're going to be encountering situations where you're probably going to give too much or take too much. It's only when you're working that every single thing you do is going to get you something, whether it be money or understanding on how to make money or not waste time. And I think that's something that I just did not want to understand. I was too high off of the SoundCloud plays. I was too high off of the clout. I was too high off of the weed. I was too drunk. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't see anything, man. You know what I mean? And I want to change that here today. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all of that. I'm here to change that today in front of everybody. I'm over it. I want to be like Cash Money AP. You know what I mean?
If you're sick of it and if you're tired of it, you have to do something about it. You have a choice to make. If you've suffered enough, you're gonna do something about it. Like if you're really the hungriest of the hungry, when you've grown up eating noodles and with hot dogs chopped up in it, or like plantains and spam, and it's time, like you gotta make a move. And you know your craft is if everything you have is your music, then you have to protect it. You have to find a way, especially like as you get older. Like it's important to do that for yourself and to find a way to to feed yourself and to keep making art yourself, because nobody's gonna give it to you, especially now that the music industry has infiltrated SoundCloud. That's when that whole bullshit happened, if you ask me. Because like there was a time before where Lil B would just upload tracks on YouTube and then it would just blow up, and then people did not understand it. You would go on like World Star, you could go on like This Is 50, or even YouTube. People would clown Lil B for that shit. You know, they would clown him because they didn't understand what it is. Because the music industry has to categorize stuff. They've been doing that shit since like the 60s, back when like they separated billboards for whites and blacks. You know, like they were separated. And then even then, after that fact, what did they do? If it's country, rock and roll, and then everything else was what? Urban. So now they have to find a way to monetize all of these clicks because they didn't know how. So that's when they infiltrated it and they started doing that shit. So what did they start calling? They started calling it cloud rap. And things started to get fucking saturated. And then before you knew it, even artists who used to upload to SoundCloud frequently kind of stopped, because now their record labels have their hands on their SoundCloud. But when before, SoundCloud's purpose was just the purity of just uploading your art, because everybody who was uploading shit on SoundCloud and YouTube at that time, that's all they had. They were not signed. They had zero to no resources. So all they did was make their music, upload it, and then bang, and then it started blowing up. And then somehow, some way, when record labels got wind of it, oh, let's find a way to make money out of this. Let's offer these kids 360 deals. Let's own all their music, and then let's have them tour and destroy their bodies, get them all drugged up, and then just keep touring the country. And then occasionally visit the record label and give them some chump change and call it cash so they can flash it on their IG while they're raking all their cash. They've been doing this shit for years, man. I don't know if you know the story about Rockefeller, right? But when Hove, Biggs, and Dame started, nobody was letting him in nowhere. So what they did was they bought their own magazine ad. They bought their own magazine.
Source magazine.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They bought that shit themselves with their own money, just to put their name out there, to put the name Rockefeller out there, because nobody was listening to them, nobody was taking them seriously. And eventually, once people started taking them seriously, look what happened. The purity of it got taken. Money got in the way. Ego got in the way. The same shit, man. Whatever money touches, man, it just fucks it all up.
Yo, shout out Elijah right quick, Slime.
Slime.
You heard?
Yo, fuck it. Yo, you ever heard of Fat Man Scoop from Hot 97?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yo, I was on
Put your
IG
hands
live with
up.
him. Yeah. I was on IG live with him.
Make
I was getting on
noise.
that. I was getting on that nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called that nigga George Washington Carver.
Oh my god.
Wow, this man, Catman Scoop is a legend.
Nah, he's a legend. But I was still getting on it because there's basically a lot of people around. He's like around like 47, 50, 52, let's say. So like a lot of people around that age, they're not really hip to this modern generation of music and memes and just like social media at all. So like when niggas be getting on IG live, they like at times they don't know who they clicking on to come on their live, and it could be people who's going viral and they don't even know what the fuck going on. So the nigga went on live today, and there's this chick named something Barbie, like Bad Barbie, and the chick, when she comes on your live stream, you think it's a chick or whatever, but when the person starts talking, it's a dude's voice.
Oh
so
my god.
this big, if y'all never seen it, you're gonna see her on your IG search engine eventually. You're gonna see her shit. So she been getting on everybody's shit for some reason, somewhere in the world. Like big time people been adding her to her live stream. But this bitch is whoever this bitch is. I don't know how she's moving, bro. But like, I think maybe this is like a good tip to give to y'all. This is people like her and others are the formats we should follow to what are they following and attacking how people are inviting them to their live streams to give you a platform to go viral. Because that's what she's basically doing. She's just hitting up mad people and they're giving her the platform and her face is getting out there. And basically he thought he was talking to some trainee or some shit like that, but really it's just a person that's trolling, memeing people. And when I came on, I started like talking about it a little bit, like, bro, you're not hip to this shit. Like basically you're getting banged by little kids right now. Like you're adding them to your live stream, but you don't even know they're banging you real quick. Like, and then the funny part that made me laugh about him, he started like talking about himself for a second. I was like, oh, this nigga is really lost in the sauce right now. Cause like he was telling like to me and the viewers like, yo, most parties he DJ or events he DJ now is age bracket from 15 to 35 or whatever. But in all truth, I'm gonna tell you, that still doesn't apply to our realm of music and what like the younger generation is doing. That doesn't mean that you're hip to what's going on. That just means that you're in the forefront to get those top of the line jobs that eventually in the future, hopefully niggas like us will get. But it was just funny. It was funny to see that like older heads getting played around with and shit by younger heads and shit, and they don't understand. So yeah, I got to talk to her for a second. Yo, there's a lot of opportunities on social media now to get to talk to people and network and shit. It's kind of weird, but
Social media is the new video music box.
Yo, straight up. Yeah, I met him a couple times. The person, Uncle something, who made Video Music Box. I met him in person. His clothes store used to be 2 blocks down from me.
Like that's all I'm saying. Cause like you can do with what your craft is with whatever you want. You could go for the viral route, or you could go for like just like fucking making the music route. Essentially, it's art, right? It's like somebody was saying this, and I forgot who it was exactly, and they made an amazing point. Musicians are the only artists that can sell their artwork for 99 cents. No other artist would do that shit. If you buy a painting and you tell them 99 cents for that painting, they'll laugh you out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like musicians somehow, oh no, I remember who it was. It was doing the Joey Badass and I think Vince Staples and Styles was in there. But then they were talking about how musicians are the only artists that are exploited to the point where they have to work so hard on what they do and they get minimal returns with what they do. While a painter, like, you know, a painter could make one painting a month and then charge 5 G's for it, they'll be okay. But an artist has to make hundreds and hundreds of tracks, do all this fucking work, do all this homework, do all of these uploading, do all of these logistics, all of these like signing off papers, only to get like the most minimal return. Like, why is that? Why is that?
The game is manipulated to the corporate's benefit.
Yeah, that's what we were saying, that when SoundCloud got infiltrated, when streaming got infiltrated, that's when that whole shit started to get like you'll notice it now when you go to fucking YouTube or on Spotify, you'll see like cloud rap playlist. I hate that shit. Why does it have to be categorized like that? That's the point of the internet, is like it's wide open. But it is what it is. You gotta find your own way, man.
Well, I'm gonna give you an answer to what the last thing you just said, actually, because I think about that same thing a couple times too. What it is that the people who get to work for Spotify, like people who aren't producers, people who are not even part of no fucking realms of really making music type shit. Basically, people who got their little bachelor's degrees or whatever, they get jobs at SoundCloud, Spotify, these places. And after we, for years and years, build up catalogs of sound and music and shit like that, they get the opportunity. Oh, Carol, it's your turn this month. You could create a playlist. Okay, I'm gonna name it Cheese Moose. Cheese Moose is gonna be the next poppin' shit, but really, it really is shit that belongs to you, me, and everybody else. To be honest, so it's bullshit, to be honest with you, this playlist shit that's going on. One good thing I could tell you, a great example about a decision that a lot of us, let's say, need to make is, and this is from a long time ago, is that when a lot of these platforms people came to the realization it's not benefiting you, that's when it should become time. All right, we're gonna just make our own fucking buy a server, make our own web page. All the top of the line niggas from SoundCloud and all that shit, everybody come and put your shit on this page. And like basically we could get paid more for streaming because we own the service ourselves.
I think what it is too. I think what it is too is that people need to understand it's like this. There's a larger conversation to be held about all of this because it has to do with the concept of advertising. The money that streams create are applicable now to music sales because of advertising. And that level of advertising pool is run by large companies. And these large companies have a network that connects them and a pool of money that they put into advertising. Like, you have to really think about, like, what changed to make a stream worth money versus someone actually buying your song from you. And the reason why things are the way that they are is not, I don't think it's necessarily a good thing. I don't think it's necessarily a good or a bad thing, but it's something to think about. Before looking up somebody's song on YouTube, or not even YouTube, because you could monetize YouTube plays. But, so before somebody could monetize playing your song on the internet and then counting that as the sale for their music, you had to go and buy their music. And now nobody has to buy anything because they're paying attention. They're paying their attention to the ads. What's happening right now is that music people are not the people making money. The people that make money are just making more money, and they're using musicians. They found out how to make money off of our hard work, and they have a few scapegoats that tell us, work hard and you can be where I am at. And that's based on a system that is running game on us.
It's a fact. We gotta work smart and not work hard.
It's a pimping whole industry, man. Like, the saddest thing I ever saw was when a Young Thug started like hanging around with Leor Cohen. And then Leor Cohen, there was like a clip of Leor Cohen. This is the same dude that like pretty much broke up Rockefeller, right? According to Dame Dash and all that. I still believe Dame Dash. But Leor Cohen was basically telling Young Thug to kind of like tone down like himself. And this is Young Thug. You know how Young Thug came up, right? He was like a mixtape that put shit on Dat Piff, SoundCloud. Like he was just like that one kid that was hanging around Gucci. And then once the eyeballs, like Falco was saying, once the eyeballs are on you, you can become monetarily valuable for advertisers. Like it's almost like this now, right? Music, like let's be real. Music is not what makes the artist money no more. It's touring, it's merch. Artists have to like circumnavigate. It's such bullshit that artists have to circumnavigate the music labels themselves to make money. So they have to do appearances, they have to do ads, they have to do. It's like it's becoming less and less about music and more about
Falco here.
what can you
Falco
put
here.
out that will get the
Falco.
most eyeballing in you right now. And a lot of artists that are cognizant about this. They're aware about this. But that's they have to do what they have to do because that's all they want to do. Music is all they want to do, and they don't want to let that go. But at the same time, they have to work with these pimps that are working out there. So they have to hold their music out, whether if it's for 99 cents or for free, or a 360 deal where the label gets all the revenue, but they'll give you a fucking advance. But what you realize is your advance is not even worth close to if you make a banger of a hit. You know, like artists have been doing this shit forever, man. They've been doing this shit forever. Even like back in the day, like they would release two versions of songs. Back when this is like back in segregated America, where a black artist would have his song, and then it would have to be performed by a white singer, and then the white singer it'll be separated, and then the one that separates it is the record label. Let's say like RCA, some shit like that. That's why you hear like different versions of songs sometimes. You're kind of confused, like why is there like a white version and a black version? It's because of that. This was like before then. So what do? Like they have to categorize this as hip hop. Only hip hop is just hip hop. Why can't hip hop be like separate? Why does it have to be categorized as just like this one thing? They always have to categorize it. They always have to separate things. So it's like I feel like the artistry is like almost tertiary. It's almost the third place in an artist's journey right now, and it's sad. You know, painters don't have to deal with this shit.
But
You know what I mean?
painters have to
Graphic
deal.
design.
Painters have to deal with the whole other set of issues. You know what I'm saying?
But this is different. You guys are musicians are at the height of their fame, yet they get the least amount of return from what they have. And
Yeah.
just like painters, they get the benefit of it after they die. That's when like shit pops off.
You know what it is though? Here's what I'm saying. This is some stuff that I feel like painters have to deal with. Like, okay, if you a painter and you're a very skilled painter, somebody else who's as skilled as you or maybe skilled at copying other people can quite literally plagiarize your work and sell it on their own. And like they can make, you know, it happens all of the time. Like there's tons of people in the art world who go through what we went through in 2014 and 2015 till like now in so many ways, and it's never stopped, and I don't think it ever will stop because it's like art is so physical. It is so person to person that it's like it is truly almost all about your name and not about your art at all. And that's what I'm saying. I think artists, painters have it way worse in a way because you can paint something, someone else could take your style and then paint it shittier or paint exactly what you painted. And then because they have connections with people who have a loud voice in the art spectrum, they sell that person a piece of their stolen work. And now it's like, now Bob Dole is known for your art. And even when it comes to the future of today, people buying like digitized versions and things like that, they're not going to search for like, oh, who did Bob Dole steal his art from? They're going to search like Bob Dole prints for cheap, and they're going to still support him. You know what I'm saying? And even on top of all of that, that person who stole all of that artwork, everybody's just going to steal their artwork. They're just going to print it out of their printer and fucking frame it before they pay him. That's what I don't. It's like, it's just crazy. Like, there's people I could bring up, but I don't even feel like giving them no clout. It's just like, it's easy. It's easier in the painter's world, in the visual artist world, to have it hard or rather to have a frustrating time than I think it is with music. I think with music, because you can make so much of it at a large scale, because it's so shareable on a large scale, it can be played out loud. You can put a painting up somewhere, but you can't force everyone to look at it. If you play a song out your car, everybody has ears. You know what I'm saying? Like Diamond was going to the gas station last week after the beat battle, and people were asking him about our beat battle beats. Like that's what you can do with music that you can't really necessarily do as much with art. Yeah, you can paint your whole car. You could do graffiti.
That's to the extreme.
You know what I'm
That's to
saying?
the extreme. Yeah.
But it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that any of these things are as shareable as music. I feel like music, although it's cheaper as a commodity, it's it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be, but it can also, but it never loses its shareability. You can constantly play music out loud for people and get them to admit that they really like it and want more.
Okay,
That's kind of harder
that's
with art.
absolutely true.
That's kind of
That's
harder with
absolutely
art.
true. But at the same time, too, if you're an artist, regardless if somebody steals your shit, because like it happens, right? It happens. You can make your art, print it, and then sell it to somebody, and then they'll pay you cash. But as a musician, if you try to tell somebody, "Yo, buy my beat tapes, $5," they look at you crazy. Like $5? Oh no, thanks, man. I know. Like music is the only one that's like that, where people are reluctant to not pay for it, like to pay for it. I mean, where like if you try to give it a price, they look at you like you're fucking wild. Like remember when like Nipsey was selling his mixtapes for like I remember it was like $500 or some shit like that, and people still bought it. He made a decision to I'm gonna put a value on my shit, and he did it. Musicians also have to deal with stealing too, ghostwriters. How many like let's just okay, you know what? Let's just talk about producers, right? How many producers now that have a lot more reach bit the style that y'all were doing back in like 2K14, and now they're running with it. That's their style. And then you guys are out here trying to figure out how to pick up the breads and crumbs while there's producers that took that whole wave and then now everybody's doing like trap style beats and cloud rap or whatever the fuck that shit is, when that shit was like purely like based on the energy of the youth back then, when it wasn't touched by monetary value. Musicians have to deal with the same shit too, and it's just as terrible. Like ghostwriters, like you can think about like Quentin Miller ghostwrote for Drake, and of course that was his own decision, but now his life was like fucked. Like he lost a leg, like nobody really listens to him, but like when you listen to his music, it's clearly like you can feel it, because like man, this dude lost his car, almost died of an overdose, lost his leg, and he is making the same music as Drake, while Drake is the one running with his shit all over the country, all
And
over the world.
everyone else is at that.
It's like it's like you have to really protect yourself. And I think Prince had the right idea. He called his tracks like his friends, basically. He just had a fucking vault of his tracks because he didn't know what to do with it. There was no internet. But could you imagine if like if you figure out how to give your art out and then at the same time make it yours and make money out of it yourself in your own way? It's like it takes a lot of work, but I think it's doable. I absolutely think it's doable.
You heard what happened with his family recently?
Nah, what happened?
They basically the people who deal with the accounting of this, they haven't paid one dime to his family in the past probably like 2 years right now. So like the banks and the accountants who handle the estate of his material, they're all basically making sure they get a check every month, and they literally haven't gave his own blood one fucking penny yet. They've been suing him for 2 years right now.
That's why he's been protecting that shit. And then once he fucking died, all the vultures came in, man. They're all vultures. You gotta protect
Yeah.
yourself from vultures. You gotta be a hawk in a room full of vultures.
But that's crazy that a bank is gonna get a check from him before the people that it's supposed to go to first. Like if you're my
Yeah.
family, and I die, it's supposed to go to y'all first.
It makes sense, right? Because technically they treat music as property, right? So if you have past debt, that you owe to the bank, they're gonna take that shit. It's kind of like when you get your car repossessed. That car ain't yours.
Yeah.
So when your shit gets repoed, you're gonna be mad, but you gotta realize you owe somebody money. You're gonna grab that shit. It's the same. It's like it's pure exploitation, and this is what this industry is. This is what the art industry is. This is like I can't even start with art. Like you almost have to do art for free. It's almost terrible. I know you have to do it, but it's just sad that it comes to a state of if you want to make an album cover or like a mixtape artwork, it's like you have to do it for free because like there's even if you want to charge it, there's some kid out there who has a bootleg version of Photoshop that can do the same thing you're doing because everybody's doing it. It's mad easy to learn it because of YouTube and all that shit, and then
Yo,
they're gonna do it for free.
I'm a not to say Photoshop, but certain graphic designers for album covers. That shit, I really like that shit. Like certain people I follow on IG. Falco put me on to the dude Shinobi. Shinobi shit is really good. I be trying to put the nigga on because there's this couple rappers like Young Chop or whatever. He put out a new single recently, and the cover art for that shit wasn't really. It was regular. And I think Shinobi could have got his attention if he would have remixed the shit, but he didn't try. So like from time to time, I'll be trying to push him to do that shit. Like, yo, do cover art for some of these niggas. You never know which one might reach you.
Yeah, that's up to him to the end of the day. Like when I was starting out here, Falco knows this. When I was starting out here, when I first met him, like the first thing I did was offer him my graphic design services. After smoking with him, I'm just like, yo, let me fucking shoot a video for you. Let me do your album cover. You have to reach out. Like a closed mouth don't get fed. This is like what they teach us when we were young. The closed mouths don't get fed. At the end of the day, you can't wait for this shit to happen out there. Like you have to put yourself out there. You have to make moves. Otherwise, nothing's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. But what I was gonna say to you is I think possibly the best strategy to do that is to just flood a certain form of social media. Like I think it was the last time we was chatting, you put us on to the like an Asian YouTube, and all these search engines have the same kind of format, which I want to try to say to the best ability is when I look at YouTube and let's say new music came out today, and I scroll down all the way to the bottom of the list, it might be only like 100 videos. It might be less. So if people work as a team and floodgate a certain social media, it could, I'm not gonna say it's guaranteed, but a possibility could maybe come from it. So that's like one suggestion I'll throw out there. And if y'all want to fuck with it, I'm down to fuck with y'all on it. Fuck with y'all on it too.
Like, I'm still down with just working with the people individually. Cause like to me, like I do this shit for the love of it, right? And I think that's probably because I have a fucking job and I hate it, but I also don't want to quit it because at the same time, also, I don't know why I haven't thought about that far yet, but I like to just reach out to people personally, face to face, and like kind of feel like trying to vibe out with them and then see, because I work with select people. I don't just work with everybody. I only work with you if I fuck with you, type of shit. Like it's not even like, all right, I want to make a music video. This hasn't happened to me yet. It's always me approaching somebody and then let me shoot a video for you, and because I really like this song, and let me make a video for that shit. So. So like that's just how I've been doing it, and you know maybe I have to like switch it up and do some shit, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, when I was bringing up that flooding like a social media, that was based off of that that shit that we were talking about with the company out in China. That like the 50 cent form, they basically for each post that they flood like Google search engine with, they get 50 cent per post. So when you search on search engines about certain stories and topics, they are like in the forefront of the search engine. So yeah, that's why I was kind of bringing that up. shit post at certain social medias to be on the forefront when people search for certain names and stuff.
That's
Like
such
what I'm
that's such bullshit right there. Like just that whole part of the game is just bullshit. That you have to. It's like you almost have to fake it to make it. Well, I mean
Well,
that's
it's
that's
like
true.
you
That's true
gotta
in the industry
beat.
still.
It's like you gotta beat. How I look at it is that, let's say, like, not, I might be using algorithm as the wrong word, but let's say whatever the software is, you're doing something irregular to what the software is used to the average human being doing. That's how I move on any of these apps. I do irregular shit and see what results I get from it.
Yeah, it's
SoundCloud,
like
SoundCloud from maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I figured out how I could take anybody's song and I could guarantee get you fucking 10,000 to 11,000 plays legit. And it's funny because I was looking at one song I did for some, and I got him 11K. I don't know if it was a year, 2 years ago, but I was telling Falco this the other day. I had mad SoundClouds, and I came across one of my old pages, and I just saw like I built it up to 200K plays in less than a year, and I didn't even fucking know. That was just one that was just sitting there. Fucking So I that's how I fuck with SoundCloud and any app I get on. I'm trying to fuck around and see how the shit really works.
that's like everything we talk about is like the right way to go about it because you can't just like if you're making something you want people to see it at the end of the day. You want people to listen to that shit at the end of the day, right? So you gotta kind of find a way to do it. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Of course, I want people to look at my shit, right? Like I could talk about the shit all day. I don't really care about that shit, but like of course I do. You know what I'm saying? But like it's like a game. It's almost like
It's straight up game. It's a
it's a
straight up
game.
game.
You have to find it. You have to play the game right. You have to check the time. You have to check like the numbers. You have to check like it's almost like when something's trending on Twitter, you just include whatever that trending is on the tweet, and it'll like populate there. And
Yep.
then what? And then of course on IG, it's back then at least it was like hashtags. But hashtags are kind of like corny now. So now it's like the time that you upload it. You have to think. It's like a lot of different shit where all you really want to do is just make shit. But like I just want to make shit, not like do all of this. And I can get why it's frustrating.
No, it's sad to say. I would I would like it's funny, even on that Fat Man Scoop shit that when I got to talk. Um, One of these days when I ever get to go on somebody's live stream, my first question will be, will you let me talk for like 5 minutes, just to like let producers, singers, everybody out there know like a little piece of the truth of reality of being an artist, whatever category you're in, and like the struggles real people go through, and really how this shit is a bigger picture than just posting a pic or just putting up a song or this, that, and whatnot. And like, let's say like for us and who's talking in this group together, we've been in the realm of underground music and whatnot. Let's say 4 or 5 years, 7 years plus. A lot of people quit after a fucking year. Most people on this earth quit after a year.
It's a revolving door.
Straight revolving door. So
Revolving door, in and out, in and out.
these things aren't presented to us enough from industry people, and I'd rather hear about shit like, whether people could look at it as discouraging or not, I'd rather hear real shit than all this other bullshit niggas keep presenting. And I'm tired of it, and that shit needs to change.
It's a lot of bullshit that's being presented out there. A
Straight
lot of a lot
bullshit.
of a lot of false dreams. You got kids thinking they're gonna be Jay-Z, even though Hove is the ultimate inspiration of the ultimate come up. It's like not everybody's gonna have that. You know,
Come to
a
this
lot,
open mic. Come to this
a
open
lot.
mic. $50 for a placement to sing a song, just to maybe get 4 fucking minutes. You thinking you're gonna get a shot to go somewhere? That shit is a dub. You just put $50 into their fucking pocket, like maybe another 50 other people along with you.
Yeah, and then the ones that are putting that event together, they got zero talent themselves. A lot of these people that are working artists they're like business people. They're pencil pushers. They're business people, and they have no like connection with the arts at all. But they know how to ex- they know how to exploit and make money out of something. That's guaranteed for sure. And then who better to exploit an artist? Because they're you know what I mean? Like a lot of them, a lot of artists come from nothing. A lot of them come like
I think
zero,
I
almost
think
zero.
that's probably the harshest reality that I think people need to realize in this day and age, that it's like we've been coddled. People wake up. Okay, you're born, right? Say if you were born even in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? It's like if you were born in 1990, by the time you were 4 by the time you're 4 or 5 years old and you can understand what's happening, you're living in the one of the greatest, in the golden era of hip hop. Like already, like the amount of stimulation that you're probably receiving, I don't want to say things are negative or positive, but like the amount of stimulation that you're receiving on like on the end of entertainment is like very high, and it's only getting higher and higher and higher. And it's like this was preceded by like the 80s and shit, where I guess apparently people figured out that like you could make strobe lights. So it's like you already know that in the 90s that shit was still in full effect. So it's like everybody has been thoroughly it's like that's the thing. Like people need to realize art is what makes this world bright.
Yep.
And art is everything from lights to painting to music to anime. Whatever you enjoy, that's art. Then there's a bunch of people out there and they say, I want to make a living from other people's art. And not in partnership with them, but by using them. I think people need to realize that there's a bunch of people in this world and their art is being a con artist. Their art is treating other people like animals. Their art has nothing to do with human life and love. It has everything to do with trying to not be an artist. And really feel sad for these types of people. Because when they go home, they're still your fan. Even though when they step out into the world, all they can do is say, well, I can't do anything with myself, so I need to abuse others. And really, it's because they are filled with abuse. They are filled with discontent. These types of people are filled with the inability to properly express themselves. Yep. And the only thing that they've ever been able to develop is how to communicate with others, how to make other people do what they want to do through force of fear, whether that fear be for them or for their own lives' sake. So be careful when you're walking around in this world, because most people are not like you. Most people are simply trying to convince you to give them, or rather to make art for them, since they cannot make art for themselves because they're scared, or they're scared but not so scared that they can't make you scared into doing it for them. So either which way, remind yourself, artists out there, that this world is largely made out of people who don't wish to create for themselves. They only wish to have somebody else do it for them. And they'll work that much harder on being lazy and abusive than they ever will on figuring out how creative and beautiful they could be. That's a harsh reality I think everybody needs to come into tune with. The people that are your enemy is not your other artist friend that you get into an argument with because you can't see the same things. You're not supposed to. The people you need to watch out for are people who claim to see what you see without any sort of explanation. The people who claim to be on your side without ever expressing any type of similar thought, or by expressing similar thoughts that are easy to come to. You know what I'm saying? People you need to watch out for are people who saddle up next to you and then disappear. You know what I'm saying?
Dame Dash said it best, man. You can't trust anybody who can't make nothing for themselves from their own culture. How could they possibly do that? So they have to infiltrate your culture and then do that thing. So that's the only way they can survive. Like a lot of these people, that's all they know what to do. That's all they know what to do. And you know, things you can get easily exploited with money, and then you're doing all of this hard work while they're just getting checks in their mail, while they're like chilling somewhere in the beach, while they're like stacking up bread. You're doing all the hard work. They're not teaching you how to manage your money. They're not teaching you how to protect your finances. And then when the time comes when your fame is over, because let's be real, this shit is finite. You're not gonna be popping forever, right? You're left with nothing because the lifestyle you lived is different, and you're not used to it. But then the guy who was managing you or doing all of that shit for you, your agent or whatever, they're sitting pretty because they got 5 other artists that they're exploiting right now, and they're just sitting in their office sending emails, making deals while you're not in the room, and then they speak for you, and then they treat you like their family. I'm not saying every single one of them is bad, you know what I mean, but at the same time, it's like that kind of industry is just so exploitive.
Oh yeah,
so exploitive. The fact that your like the moment you die, it's like the bread that comes from your creations will most likely not go to your predecessors or the people that come after you.
I think what people need to realize is that it's not the world that is evil, it's society.
Yep.
It's society. It's when you start trying to, when the thing is this, when you, it's like, it's really simple. It's really simple. It's really quite simple. It's more like this. When people organize, it's really kind of like what we were talking about before with great music. You know what I mean? Things are not the way that they are supposed to be, in my opinion. Or rather, it's not human. It's it's not natural. You know what I mean? If somebody makes a really hot song that everybody can relate to, then everybody's going to congregate around the song. Then there's a bunch of people and they know how to associate their music with people, so that way they are not even forced to congregate around it, but the song is congregated around them. It's multiplied and copied. So it's just like life. You know what I mean? If we all wanted to swim, I wouldn't go over to your house and be like, hey, stranger who I don't know who likes swimming, would you like to go swimming with me? I'm scared to go by myself. Fuck that. I would just go to the river and start swimming. And you know who else would be there? Other people who enjoy swimming like me, and then we probably get into some sort of conversation about swimming and about how much we enjoy it. And at that point, you know what I'm saying? Even without any sort of communication on scheduling, we would probably all just start seeing each other at the river because we would probably all start swimming. And as cells would, you know what I'm saying? We would start organizing our movement telepathically, you know what I'm saying? Just automatically, because we enjoy doing the same thing. Then there's this concept of modernized society, which is really highly tyrannical. It's highly intrusive. It's highly manipulated. You know what I'm saying? People, even just right now, with just what has just happened. Oh, there's a virus, and it's we're not going to use the word outbreak. We can't classify it as an outbreak, but we're going to release news and see how freaked out you get. And if you get freaked out, then we'll start classifying it as an outbreak. If you notice, when they first dropped all of this shit, it wasn't no outbreak. It was like, yo, we found something new, be careful. And then they were like, word, people really reacted to it. Let's kind of call it an outbreak now. Let's make people think it's Resident Evil up in this bitch. People were like, word, it's Resident Evil up in this bitch. Everybody starts buying toilet paper. Just the other day, people are like, oh, yo, did you know that, like, things like turmeric and ginger and like vitamin C, that's just good for the virus, bro. And then it's like, yo, what's up, Butters? It's like, then everybody goes to the store and they're buying up all of the ginger, they're buying up all the turmeric, they're buying up all the vitamin C, and it's like, dumbass niggas, you should have been eating that shit every day like you were supposed to, like a normal human being. You know what I'm saying? It's like people are congregating around what is being advertised to them, and it's being advertised to them through fear. It's not being advertised to them. Listen to what I'm saying. It's not being advertised to them. It's not like there's no adverts. There's no advertisation. There's no adverts. There's no advertising in love. If you love something, you are an advertisement for it because people are going to see you loving it. And the only people who are really going to click on that advertisement when they see that you love swimming are other people that either A, like swimming, or 2, see that and become interested. The thing is, I don't know if you ever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you could ever see somebody like eating dog shit off of the street. And then people are like, oh, yo, I'm going to start doing that. That looks interesting.
I'm going to feel sorry for him or her.
You know what I'm trying to say? But it's like,
hurt me a little bit.
Yeah, but it's like, but if the government came out and said like, yo, eating dog shit off of the street cures coronavirus. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yo, the other day, you know, it's funny because you said, not say it's funny, but earlier you were saying something about where like people might need help from others. And one day, a couple weeks back or something, it was raining outside, yo, and I saw this homeless person filling up a gallon container from like a water drain of a building. And I was just like, I was kind of shocked because immediately I'm thinking like on some video game survival shit, like, wow, like look at this dude having to deal with this shit. I immediately bought him like some water and shit like that from the store. Like, yo, you don't even, fuck that shit, bro. You don't even need that like that. I'll go get you some shit. And but it really made me think for a second what a lot of homeless people out here is dealing with right now. It's like some real next shit. And in America, even in New York, basically, to say to you, in New York, which is like like supposedly the capital financial state or whatever bullshit of this country. There's niggas dealing with fallout out here in this state right now.
We're a third world country. Let's be real. We're a third world country that has like a false facade on it. It's like when they repaint buildings and shit. This are like housing buildings and stuff, and then they put like a patch of grass on it, like making it look nice. But at the end of the day, they didn't really solve the problem. They just made it look nice. They just made it look nice, but the people that are in there are still suffering. Everything it's like a false facade. Like, you know, like America is running off of the back of like what the people like struggled here living, you know, to build up this country, and like we're still running off of that. But like it's like a joke now. We're like the only, think about this, right? Only California is the state that's free for coronavirus testing right now. That's only because California actually borrowed money from the United States itself. They borrowed money from their own country so they can make sure their people that are living here can take coronavirus tests for free. But other states, you gotta fucking pay for that shit, and it's not cheap. Like you only literally go to the hospital if you're about to die. Like you don't like if you can somehow survive, if you like break your ankle, you're gonna like try to do that shit yourself. You're not gonna go to the hospital. You know, everything here is like life or death, and then by the time you get out of the hospital, what do you get? The bill. Even if you like get in an ambulance, they charge you 5 G's. It's like you might as well just drive yourself there. It's crazy, man.
It's wildin'. But yo, let's get off of the politics, man. This shit gonna hurt our brains, bro. You feel me?
Back to that music talk. Back to that music talk,
man.
The politics of music.
Gonna hurt our brains trying to fix a system that was made to be broken.
Nigga.
King of New York, baby.
Treyway is back, nigga.
Treyway.
New York is back, nigga.
I don't fuck with that shit, man. Like he makes Brooklyn look bad, yo. Like I was talking to these people. I was talking to these people, right? They were saying like, man, like if I'm not gonna say what he said because it's very dark. But he said if like something doesn't happen to him, New York is mad weird. And I'm like,
That's a retarded
you,
statement. That's a
that's
I
what
retarded
don't
I'm.
ass
even care
statement.
about that's the anybody's state. Yo, bro, real politics wise, fucking business has always been fuck nigga shit since day one.
Day one.
Rocko, Rockefellers, not hip hop Rockefellers, real Rockefellers, and all the
Rockefeller.
real Rockefeller. Yo, day one, this whole country is based on fuck shit. So, like, I say to you is that nigga just broke records yesterday. That nigga is still getting his checks. The niggas that's locked up right now doing bids, they still got checks that your average human being out here, bro, when they retire, they get pension and their retirement is maybe like 100,000, 150,000 that they had saved up. So anybody on this earth, basically in America or anywhere on this earth, you got 200K in your account, you already made your retirement. And them niggas never even had to work actually like a regular human being. So a lot of niggas got bread who's locked up right now, also under him. Like it's I don't know that whole story or really everything, but money was made in that story. That them
Money
niggas probably
money always gets made somehow. Somehow, some way, somebody's gonna make money out of something. That's for sure. That's
but them
guaranteed.
niggas who's locked up, they would have never got that made that kind of money if it wasn't for that opportunity. So let's say like it was like a monopoly roll of the dice that like, yo, fuck with this opportunity, you'll make retirement money in 1 year, but the other catches, you might have to do a bid for 10, 20 years. But to be honest with you, I'm gonna say the age them niggas is at is around my age. Your average human being is retiring around in their into their like their early 60s. That's same life as a regular human being. Just you're locked up, but you already got your bread.
But you're in jail, man. You know what I mean? You're in jail.
You don't got to do shit. You already got your retirement bread, and you got your bread, bro. I told you.
You can't justify fucking being incarcerated or retirement. This is not like a vacation trip.
It's Treyway, nigga.
Crazy. Like these guys are about to. Like I'm not trying to sympathize with nobody because everybody does their own fuck shit, but I also don't fuck with snitches at all. You know, like I don't, right? But at the same time, it's like
I don't think he had a choice but to snitch, bro.
no, he had no choice. I guarantee you, they hung that whole because he was like messing with this young girl, like this underage girl, right? And then like he got caught for that. I guarantee you, they hung that over his head.
Yes.
That's what got
Like,
him.
he just,
Like,
yo.
imagine living your life being known as that.
You know what I
Man,
was thinking about? If Bobby Shmurda when he gets out of jail, is his shit gonna be as big as like this shit with on 6ix9ine? I don't know. I don't think so.
It will be because I think real recognize real still. Like there's people that like myself. I refuse to listen to 6ix9ine. I refuse because I don't mess with that energy. I don't fuck with that. Like mainly because like he put one of the Dipset guys in jail, Mel Matrix, aka Mel Murda.
Oh yeah, right. One of the Dipset niggas.
Yeah, he was on Purple City with Max B and all of them.
Yeah,
back in the day.
He was called... when you mentioned that music video box, I was like, okay, this dude knows his music.
He was in. I was just listening to a Mel Matrix track, man, and this guy is now in jail.
Yeah.
Because like, but also, man, I don't know, man. It's just a complicated situation because like, and like you like what the truth of the matter is. In this era, that shit is over. Nobody gives a shit no more. Nobody listens to fucking Nas or that kind of shit anymore. Where they teach you that kind of shit, like don't fuck with snitches. But it is what it is, man. Like the kid got away scot free, which is crazy.
Well, this is why I'm not gonna say no names, but
yeah,
this is
we're not like that. We're not saying no names, but because we're not.
No, but I'm gonna say something to you that like one of my friends put me on to it. When he said that shit to me, like I'm like, are you serious? Like, okay. So basically, a lot of these rappers out here who talk about all like it's funny because let's say 6ix9ine is like our Donald Trump in a way. Like he's the, like okay when Donald Trump came out, a lot of people were saying like we dealt with racism for all these years and stuff like that, but like at least this is the first time you're being at least told it up front instead of it being bullshitted behind your back racism. So what I mean by that is that a lot this has been said from Bone Thugs and Harmony, a lot of rappers and people, that they were all paid just to promote violence, selling of drugs and this, that, and whatnot for the market of the jail system, to incarcerate more, to set people up to be more incarcerated into the jail system. But why I'm bringing that up to you is that one of my friends one time, he knows like an undercover out here in the city or whatever, and like he was chilling with him one time, and two rappers that I would assume who wouldn't be a part of that realm was like they're chilling too, smoking blunts with him and shit like that. And I was just like, that is fucking like crazy. Like, but it makes sense too. When you get into a certain money bracket, you're gonna be around feds, cops, CI, all sorts of shit. Cause that's like business engagements, food, banquets, whatever the fuck it may be. It's just all sorts of people there. So you're gonna make relationships of people in different categories of jobs. Period. Once you get into like this is past money. This is just business we're talking about. The person that they was with, the person who does undercover and shit, they be doing stings against like all sorts of people, black people, this, that, and whatnot. So at the end of the day, it's like a lot of these rappers are basically double-sided. A lot of our society is two-faced, and that's the most poisonous and dangerous thing that we deal with every day, but don't really talk about and really pay attention to.
I think it's absolutely. I think, and it's like, okay, big example, pharmaceutical industry. Like, they're literally right now, like, I just saw a video, and it's like this type of stuff, it makes me have to poop, and like it makes me like anxious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this type of stuff is hard to think about. Like, right now, like the what's the dude, like the Surgeon General or something, is like putting like, okay, no, never mind. There's like mad lobbyists from like these pharmaceutical companies that are like overpowering this man who owns Facebook. What's his name again? Zap Brannigan?
Zuckerberg?
Yeah, Zuckerberg. Yeah. They're like pounding this nigga Zuckerberg's email, telling him that he has to like basically change his internet like sharing agreements for Facebook and all of his companies that he owns, so that way they can ban people from telling people that they need to start taking vitamin C and all this type of stuff to prevent from like, you know what I'm saying, from getting sick. And it's like, literally, bro, there's like people out there in the world who make money off of other people's misfortune, and that's like a large amount of this concept of money. Not all of it. A lot of money is made from people creating things, but so much of money, and I think more and more every single day as we keep on relying on it, is reliant on the misfortune of others for the victory of a small group that care about nobody else. And that's not how you do it, man.
No, that's exactly, bro. It's not how you do it, but I'm gonna be honest to say, Falco, you said it smack dab on. It's basically an exploitation of lack of knowledge. So the lack of knowledge leads to misfortunes, and lack of knowledge is like, okay, there's a certain block over here where I live at. One day I made a wrong right turn, and there's a sign there that shows no right turns, but the thing was blocked off by a tree branch, and it was and like a year later when I went to court for this shit, I even had it and presented it in pictures that y'all changed. They took that sign down. Y'all changed the sign, and the only reason I'm assuming y'all did that is because there was a deficiency with trees blocking the sign. You was exploiting people.
Yeah, they do that shit on purpose.
and they still gave me a ticket and points on my license. So is this country, this whole world is based on lack of knowledge, and through that lack of knowledge, it ain't gonna be. You see how they do petitions to try to stop people from getting the execution, so get 200,000 people to sign this petition type shit. We like the more 200,000 and a million people sign those papers to certain things to push things through, is the more like shit will change at times. But we don't move like that.
No, we don't. We don't move like that. We don't move like that ever.
So another example to give you, like let's say SoundCloud or Spotify, whatever. Like a lot of us who make music or put stream whatever out there into the world, we're on our own. While there are a few people who are teams working together, and those teams box out anybody who's working on their own.
Either you join them, or they're gonna take you down themselves.
Straight up, yo, straight up. Because I'm telling you, definitely 3-4 times I had SoundCloud shut down, and the reason I'm gonna tell you people shut my SoundClouds down is because I realize your average person on social media, when you make a social media, that shit will stay in dead space for endeavor. And I figured out in less than 5 to 6 months how to make shit from 0 to 100 get working. And there's other people who's on, basically when you figure out other things, that's when you're gonna come across other people who's on that time. And when they see that you're on that time like you, that's when you really see real competition. And that's when I started seeing people getting my page shut down from fake pages.
You're literally, as an artist, not if you're by yourself, you're against. Not only are you against other artists that are in your level, but you're also against the bigger artists that have the backing that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So you have to fight. You have to fight them both. And so you almost have to like kind of be shisty about your your maneuvers, like, and you have to figure out how to get. You have to go through the back door and and maneuver some type of way. But that's the game of this shit. Regardless whether it's music, art, or film, it's like you have to find a way to get people to look at your shit. But like now you have a chance of doing it yourself because of the internet. That's what the artists back then didn't have. So, but the problem now is, since it's been infiltrated by like lawyers and shit like that, business people, now it's become a number game. So now you have to find out the number game. And you have to play along now. You have to play along to whatever game they fucking set up. And then now it's like now everything is now a matrix again. Before, everything was a wide open field where everybody can do whatever they want to do. That's the point of the internet. But now things are like structured now. So it's a little bit more challenging. So you gotta do shit like that. Like, and people like straight up buy fucking followers, buy views. And it's like it's you could even make more money just by setting up a company that does that rather than music. You could make more money doing it now, which is crazy. And then there's even like kiosks in Russia. So you go to the malls in Russia, you got like these glowing TV kiosks where you can just like swipe your card, choose it with a touchscreen, and then you'll immediately get like 5K followers. It's crazy. Everything is a fucking game.
Yeah.
Even in everything. It's like somehow, somewhere, you're gonna get exploited, and you have to be like prepared for when that happens and protect yourself. Because you have to somehow do that yourself. Like, it's a pimp and hoe industry, man.
Well, you know how I look at it. I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier, which, I'll be honest, that kind of a project might only take less than a week to make. To build a page like SoundCloud might not take like basically, like I'm saying, less than like maybe even a couple days to make. And the thing is to get some marketing and advertising from multiple other people from them realms to come over and fuck with that software. Promote your product upon that software. Where, like, let's say, it's funny. You could probably ask like so many people who've been on SoundCloud for years, how much by cents do you get for streams or whatever, and a lot of people probably couldn't answer that question. and we could have the platform that gives you 10 cent per stream. I mean, not say per stream, but maybe per 100 streams you get 10 cents, or maybe not even that. Maybe only 50 streams or less, you could get 10 cents. And there's not open information not being presented like that for people, and I think if a proper presentation like that was placed, I think people will fuck with it. Like how Falco, you here? Well, he's not here right now. Have you heard of the app Anchor?
Yeah.
So I started using it, and um, I haven't made like a ton of money, but I seen a little bit of pocket change results, and I just thought it was a cool application on the behalf of that. You could create a stream, upload it, and it'll immediately put it on iTunes and all sorts of platforms for you immediately. And I don't even market shit. I deal with the strategies of content. So whatever's like up to date news and stuff like that, I put the contents dealing with things that mass population is looking into reading, and most likely I'll be in the search algorithm.
But
So
did you look up the terms and conditions? Did you look up the possibility that whatever you upload is a property of those sites? Because I don't know if you know, Facebook has a clause that whatever you upload on Facebook, that picture is a property of theirs.
oh
So that's something you need to be cognizant of. So let's talk about distribution, right? Distributing your shit. Let's go back to the olden days of like selling your shit out of your trunk. Why can't that happen now? Why can't you can go online and then search for a music player code for a HTML website page? Why can't somebody, an artist, buy like a Squarespace like website for like $10 a month or whatever? I'm not trying to get sponsored by them, but sponsor me. You already know. But why don't you make your own website? Call it, let's say, Falco here, I'm fine.com. And then if you want to listen to Falco's music, you go to that website. Therefore, all of your tracks, all of your merch, every single view, you can monetize yourself by putting the ads there yourself. If you get like even just that, because now everything is in your own web server. You're not uploading to SoundCloud server, you're not uploading to Spotify server, and then none of them. Of course, obviously, you won't get the eyeballs on there, but you never had eyeballs on you in the first place if you're just starting, and you've been doing this shit like on like ground on the streets, like passing your links out. Because if you do it that way, you get everything yourself, literally yours. You put all your merch in one page, you put all your tracks in one page, and then nowhere else. But that's the challenging part. The only downside for that path is you don't get the eyeballs that you need. It literally has to be you promoting your own link out to people. It's like you're selling your own mixtapes, but instead you're giving them websites, your website, whatever it is.
yeah.
That's the true way of like owning your own shit, and it's not hard. You can literally make a website like that within probably 4 hours. But that just takes time. Of course, you won't have the ease of like using SoundCloud, but the difference maker is your shit is yours. You don't have to like use terms and conditions. And I understand when I'm not gonna read all of this like terms and conditions, but what you don't know, you just signed off your music and your revenue to this website. You know what I
I hear
mean? Like
that.
like YouTube, like when you upload shit on YouTube, they partly own your shit. Like you won't get revenue for it. The ad maker who had nothing to do with your video gets it, but you get the eyeballs because mad people use YouTube. So like you can do it that way. It's kind of like selling your shit on your own. You got your own store. You got your own store where everything is there yourself, and you sell it there yourself. But
The
that's a lot tougher.
the wackest shit I'm telling you, I feel like YouTube did is that around when Nipsey Hussle passed away, they took off. Um, like you didn't have to have a real following to do live streaming, and they took that option off on phones and stuff like that. You gotta have 1,000 following now to live stream. That shit got me tight. Live streaming is one easy way to get popping.
Well, it depends. If you're starting from scratch, you will have zero viewers. So you have to like You know what I mean? It's like you have your own TV channel, yeah, but like if nobody knows who you are, they're not gonna tune in.
Well, when Nipsey, here's an example what I told you about with the content. When Nipsey Hussle passed away, there was I went to the search engine for live streaming, and there was this white dude like World News or some shit like that live streaming, and he had the platform of a couple thousand people watching his shit. But this dude didn't know shit about Nipsey Hussle, so it was maybe at the time maybe like I don't think it really was anybody else really live streaming, bro. Because when I got on, I went on live stream. I put in the content, RP to Nipsey Hussle. I forgot what else I put into the shit, and then I was just playing like old tunes from him and just talking about him a little bit, wah. And I had 100 people watching me, and like you see how you said like posting but nobody know about you. It's about the content, and if you're on live stream and people click live with that, they're gonna see you on the top of the list.
Yeah, that's how it works on Twitch too. That's how it works on
Oh,
Twitch. Like
okay.
you can either you can play a PS2 game and have one viewer, or you can play Fortnite and get a lot more viewers. Your choice. Obviously, you won't if you don't enjoy Fortnite, you're not gonna enjoy it, but you will get the viewers. So it's a sacrifice. It's like you sacrifice. You do what you want to do, but you get at the beginning zero return, or you immediately try to cut the line and try to do like the dumb shit and then but get the views right away, and then hopefully you can do whatever you want later. But then the problem with that is if you jump into the wagon and then you become a Fortnite guy, that's the only thing you'll be able to do. So the one day you try to do something that's not Fortnite, people are not gonna watch your shit because they only want to watch your shit for Fortnite. You gain your viewership because of this one topic, but now you can't do the shit yourself. That's why I believe in like I believe in the long way, which is kind of like slowly building it up yourself, but at the same time,
Mm.
you the people that follow you only follow you because it's your own shit. So they're not expecting you to like do some Fortnite or some kind of like TikTok type of music because they know you for not doing that. They fuck with you for something else. They just
Yeah,
being your I don't
yeah,
know, man. It's a delicate balance because at the same time, just like thinking about doing it in that way, it's like, yo, like you know how hard that is to build to like just convince people to go to your website to listen to your music there. But if they fuck with you, they will. But it's your website. You're not, they're not in SoundCloud. They're in your website. So whatever clicks they make there, it's all yours. Nobody else is getting a cut. But you're basically you're cutting out the middleman, and that should be the goal at all times. Cut out the middleman somehow. Get the most profit for yourself. Yo, Falco, you there? Oh, he's probably making noodles.
Yeah. I put a demo out. I put it in the music shit. I wouldn't mind see what's your opinion.
I didn't play that shit.
What's it called? Let me wrap up my stream and start cooking and shit, and then what's it called? I'll call you back.
Yeah, fucking. I've been playing this new Castlevania game on the Android.
So like
Gamora of Souls and Dead by Daylight.
exactly. I'll call you and like when are you gonna
The
be
Elijah Can't Sing song?
Yeah, it's a part two. It's a demo.
Alright, say what? I'll hit you up in an hour then, cuz.
It's unfinished.
Gangster. Yo,
All right. I'm
I'm
like on your page. Yo.
yo, I'm back.
Yeah.
What's good with y'all? What y'all doing?
I'm
Now we're
chilling.
just having a deep like a conversation about like the fuckery that's going on.
Oh my god, y'all really still getting into it, huh?
I mean, we have to keep the conversation going. This shit is recording right now, man.
Absolutely, no, my
tape-
fault. Well, also, I'll put you like this then. We got 15 minutes left in the show. Y'all pick a topic, break it down. Something that y'all really want to enjoy talking about. You know what I'm saying? Get
We're
into
on
it.
live stream?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Yo, he literally said that shit, yo. He's like, yo, I'm streaming. VC pull up.
I don't even remember what I was saying earlier.
Now the pressure is on. I was like, yo. But earlier he was like on the soapbox. He was like, I don't know, man. I feel like we've spoken enough, Falcone. I think you can lead this shit somewhere else.
Well, I'll put everybody just like this, man. I'll put everybody just like this. Regardless of all of the confusion and things that, you know, we don't like, we find distasteful, or we find, you know what I'm saying, we don't know what the answers are or the truth of these things are, I could tell you this one thing about life. Art is what makes life bright. So whatever you're making, regardless of whoever wishes to live on the back of your art, let them. Because these people, it's not like if you stop making art, they finna make art. You know what I'm saying? These types of people are dwindling. They're not multiplying. It's not fun being them.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
They're lames.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Man. There's, at least in my life, there's no real such thing. And like I've been these things, or I thought I was these things, but it's like these things don't really bring joy. There's no such thing as being, you know what I'm saying, a sex addict, or like having all of this sex with like all of these girls or whatever you prefer, you know what I'm saying, and having that be like what feeds you. That doesn't feed you. When you nut, when you ejaculate, whatever it is, you're taking nutrients out your body. You're not getting something in. Pride does not feed you. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, without procreation, sex is not an achievement. You know what I'm saying? And even moving from sexual partner to sexual partner is not an achievement per person. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you want to get in your life, man, it don't got nothing to do with having tons of sex with people, doing tons of drugs and getting higher. It's the same concept. Getting drunk as you possibly can, or getting over on people. None of these highs create anything but actual physical lows in your individual life. And whether that low be in your karma, your physical state, however it represents yourself, it represents it within yourself, it's not going to add to you. What will add to you is adding to the world. Feeding yourself and creating things that can be shared with other people. That's what feeds this planet, and that's what the good shit is. Everything else that I just talked about, that stuff is being a weed. That stuff is being, you know what I'm saying? That shit is a waste. It ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't gonna blossom into nothing pretty. You know what I'm saying? Just like how a weed, like, I'll put you like this, man. A weed can get bigger than grass. Can get bigger than grass. A dandelion can get bigger than grass. And sure, you might get one wish. But that shit ain't never finna be a tree, no matter how hard you wish. Even if a weed got, you know what I'm saying, 10 feet taller than grass, and you blew it out and made a wish, you could never wish it to be a tree, bro. It'll never be a tree. No one man is a tree. Only us all together creating as individuals, coming together as a unit, is what makes, you know what I'm saying, the tree of life. All them weeds, they ain't ever finna be a part of the tree, bro. That's what you gotta realize. They ain't part of the tree. Ain't no bad parts in the tree. Every part of the tree is working from the tip to the top. Feel me?
Yo, I got something to share. Do you mind playing this on stream so everybody can hear it?
Go
I
ahead.
put
What
on the
is it?
voice chat line.
What is that?
This
Hold
is
on.
like
Let me just put one thing, cause I'm doing these stems.
R.I.P. Little Richard. He passed away today.
Rest in
what?
peace, Little Richard, man.
The king of
Oh
rock and roll.
God, the founder.
The fucking, the fucking creator of rock and roll, Little Richard.
All y'all rock stars out here getting coked up, y'all better pay homage, man.
Lord of
Real,
Slime, Little Richard.
real rock, like real rock and roll. People know where that's from. People know where people be forgetting about, Prince, Jimi Hendrix. They be forgetting about, people like Little Richard.
And Andrew Harrell passed away today too.
That's fucking crazy, bro. This 2020 gotta stop, man.
Yeah, 2020, the best year yet, man. Fallout. We finally get to play Fallout in real life.
This ain't Fallout, man. Like, if I'm getting like alcohol and weed delivered to me in the crib, that's not Fallout. I'm not out here like there's no looting. I think that's thanks to the internet. If like people had nothing to do in their crib, there would have been riots already. Cause like people got shit to do, which is good. Keep yourself busy. Don't fall for the trap, man. An idle mind is a devil's playhouse.
Ain't it? That's wild you say that.
Cause it's true, man.
Everybody keep your health well, take your vitamin C, drink your orange juice, get your sun, go for walks, do not stay indoors. That cuts your blood circulations. That's how people are getting strokes and passing away. They saying that's happening to a lot of kids right now.
Yeah, because they stressing too. Like a lot of stress is going on. So if you stressed out, what happens? You get a fucking heart attack.
That's
if
why
you think, man,
I was gonna say that's why I like that horror mangas and shit like that, because a lot of them stories deal with fear, and that's what we're dealing with right now.
I don't like reading that type of shit because like when I was growing up, man, shit was crazy. Like coming out of a third world country and then moving to New York and like starting from nothing again. You know what I mean? Like there was days where I was eating nothing but dried fish and rice. And like
Yeah.
But somehow my parents still made it happen, shout outs to them. So like I like to run away from that kind of shit and like be away from it because I'm a big believer in like you get back the energy you put out there.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like the world is like fucked up enough as it is, like life is already shitty as it is, so you gotta like you have to choose what a problem is and what really isn't a problem in your life, because like when things get tough you get tunnel vision and then you think everything is a problem or something is a problem when in reality they're not. Like a lot of things you can't control, but there's a lot more things you can't control, and sometimes a blinding rage can make you do dumb shit if you're not careful. You make the worst decisions of all time it's even worse when alcohol, rage and envy and jealousy makes you do worse things than alcohol would to you.
Well, I'm gonna also say that if I ever become a millionaire, I'm gonna still eat spam and plantains.
Listen, that's the way to go, man. You gotta stay humble. You gotta stay humble at all times, man, because you never know. Like money is finite. Money is finite. Time is finite.
Yeah, you said that earlier. The spam and plantain shit.
Yeah.
That was you. Yeah, when you said that, I was like, what? I'll still eat that shit.
It's delicious, man. You put some sazon on that, you're good. You can even make like a bootleg mofongo, like smash up the plantains, chop up the spam, and then it's like mix it all up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool, man.
But yeah, the video I passed to Falco is a Mac B clip off of like a Hood Affairs DVD where like he's like always like he's Max B, so he always says some wild shit, but then like in this one like 30-second clip he just says the wisest thing ever. It's like he's like a lot of people that go through shit, like they become stoics in a way. they find a way to not let the things around them take them down, no matter how tough shit gets. You gotta get up. Like if you fall, you get up. If somebody hits you, you hit them back. You know, that kind of. So I don't know. I don't know when Falco will play it, but
About to play it right
if you
now.
want to listen to it, tune onto the stream so you can hear it.
I'll check it. I'll definitely check it.
Who lead a legacy?
You said Max B, right?
It don't matter who had the end, nigga.
Yeah.
It's who lead a legacy. We all gonna die. We all gonna die. But who gonna lead a legacy? Yeah. Who gonna be remembered the biggest? Who gonna be talked about the most 50 years from now? Nigga, we all dying. So that makes us all equal, because everybody's leaving, whether y'all like it or not. But who gonna lead the biggest legacy? Who gonna lead the energy out here, people?
Say word. That's hard facts right there.
Don't matter who we're at the end.
That's why a lot of people do such negative shit, because negative energy, it gets recognition faster. You know what I'm saying? That red energy, that's why people do negative shit. But I'll tell you like this, it's not enjoyable.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean? I'll put you like this, man. There's probably mad horrible people from like way back in the day. But I'll tell you like this. Like, I can't remember the oldest evil person. They shit already died out. I remember Mozart, though. I remember niggas like Beethoven. I remember, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember cool ass niggas who did positive shit that could be shared.
Cheese, nigga.
Yeah, you feel me? Like, I can't name too many really huge evil people that aren't current. You know what I'm saying? From like the past, legacy wise, energy wise, the positive energy is what stays. That red energy don't stay, bro. Don't be lied to. Don't be lied to, man. Don't be lied to. Don't think if you do something negative now, it's gonna get you a high five later. It don't work like that. Up goes down. If you down, you already down. Prepare to get lower.
How do you want to be remembered, man?
You feel me? How do you want to be remembered, bro? Ain't nobody want to remember some whack shit.
Nah. Everything that you do, man, that shit will like we were talking about earlier at the start of the stream. What you do now at your age will set you up for what happens to you 10 or 5 years from now. So everything, like, make decisions that the future you will thank current you for doing that hard work. Because, like, if you set yourself up now, in the future you will have an easier time.
I'll tell you like this. Everybody remember Moses. Tell me anybody in this chat room right now who can remember what the Pharaoh's name was.
Nah, fuck that guy.
Exactly, my nigga.
That's the point. That's the point of it all, man.
Everybody know the story, though. Both niggas was in the story.
James Harden.
Yeah. Shut up, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows the story.
Max B is the perfect example, man. Like, as much as I fuck with Dipset, Jim Jones did him dirty.
I don't remember Jim Jones. I don't remember Cam. I remember Max V.
But that's all right. I mean, it wasn't Cam's fault, but that's another conversation. But what I'm trying to say is this: no matter how much Jim Jones blackballed Max B, he just kept making music. He even had an interview where he said, "No, like whatever bread I'm making right now, it may not be looking much, but for a guy like me doing a show for like." A few times a week, and then I'm getting this much. It's good for a guy like me. I'm just gonna keep making music. I don't care about fuck nothing else. Like, I'm just gonna keep doing me, no matter what. No matter how many people try to hold me down or like don't believe in my music. And then look, people now still they still say free Max B.
I'm gonna keep racking my 4 cents in. He said.
Yep.
You see?
Yeah.
Like he's the.
I want to call it, y'all. I'm calling it in advance. Max B and Lil Peep song is gonna come out in the future.
even Peep. That's when I started fucking with Lil Peep. When I learned that, I mean, he's from Long Island, right? So he's one of those guys. So it's like he fucks with Max B, so I get it now. Anybody who like rocks with Max B like that, fuck with him. So because like only the best fuck with the best. It's like Max B is almost like the Michael Beasley of the rap of like the 2000s rap scene, because like he's like your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Fucking Harry Fraud got like 5-6 little Peep songs in the crate right now, just fucking sitting there. So that's
Max
why I
B,
said that's why I'm calling it now. In the future, at least one Max B and Little Peep song I think is gonna come out.
That'd be
like
fine.
we gotta take that into consideration with everything we do. That no matter how challenging shit gets, we have to make. Assuming, like, I mean, we all grew up differently, but we know, I mean, children of immigrants, this. Like, you gotta make best with what you have around you, and you have to take advantage of what you have around you. Like, you can't like let yourself be down, like thinking you don't have nothing, when you really have a lot of things around you that you can control. Like, you have a lot of resources. You got Twitch, you got Soundcloud. Like, you can Google how to make a website. You can like you can make a free website. You can like, I don't condone it, but you know what I'm saying. But like, you can download DAWs for bootleg. You know what I mean?
There's
like you
free
can do it.
DAWs.
You just have to like. And I'm saying this for myself as well. I'm saying this for myself as well, that you can just fucking do it. Like, can't let nothing hold you down. Because at the end of the day, when you pass on, because we all do, what have you done? What have you are you gonna live a life with like letting yourself think like, I wish I did this, or are you gonna say, okay, I did my best? You know what I mean? No matter how tough shit gets, and we're all doing that in some way or form.
Absolutely. I think that's a good place to end it right there. Hey, yo, I appreciate every single person out there watching, whether you watching on whatever platform you watching on, Shout out you for, what I'm saying, listening and thinking your own opinions as we speak ours, you know what I'm saying? You're welcome to share them, hit me up, you know what I'm saying? Hit any of us up. If you really want to get involved, join the Discord. There's a link to that in the Twitch. If you're not on Twitch and you're watching, just send me a DM, send me a message, and I'll get you in our Discord. So, bless up, have a good day, drink water, and be cool, man. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, tomorrow's Mother's Day.
And tomorrow's Mother's Day. Whoa.
Oh, your Earth.
Mother's Day. Yo,
Whoa.
leave a like, leave a follow this person, follow this chat, leave a like, share.
Don't leave a black legacy.
If you got time to be in some bitch's DMs, you got time to text your mother or call her. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, real talk. Call your moms. Peace out. Bow.